So, my wife, she accused me of stealing her thesaurus. Not only am I shocked, I'm appalled, dumbstruck, and bewildered over this. Yes. What do you call rabbit with fleas? Bugs Bunny?
Oh
God. I actually bought 2 Dobermans from the rescue centre. They were named Rolex and Timex. They're watchdogs.
God.
What did the shark say to another one while he was eating a clown? Do you think this tastes funny to you? Come on, you missed this. You missed this. Jim, Elton, you missed this.
Yes.
You know you missed
haven't.
this. You haven't. No, you didn't miss it.
Hang
You
on.
didn't miss any of it.
On the script here, yes, I did
Yes.
miss this.
Yes.
I'm sad to be away for a couple of weeks.
Oh, no.
I am happy to be here.
There's not enough AI sounding voice there.
No, not enough. But finally, I tell you what, just one last thing while we were talking about sharks and animals and all that sort of thing. Why don't dinosaurs make good pets? Because they're fucking dead. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to the Black Dog 225. I'm Lee.
I'm Darren.
I'm Jim.
I'm Elton.
And this week, after those rather unspectacular fucking dad jokes, we will see how everyone's week's been. Or fortnight, or month, depending on how things have gone. And then we will do some feedback for last week's episode and for the Superman episode. There's not any spoilers, so don't have to worry. And then we will move on to this week's movie, which was my pick, which I was reliably informed was a very, very bad idea, which is On the Beach, the 1956 movie starring Gregory Peck and Fred Astaire.
Not the happiest film.
Well, they all seem to be able to sing fucking Waltzing Matilda.
Hey, that was only at the very, 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 very end.
And the very, very, very beginning.
And the very, very beginning.
And in the
very, very, very
and
middle.
while they're fucking fishing, and while they're on the beach, and while they're running around, and every time you saw Australia for even the briefest, remotest bit of a second. Anyway,
What can I say? This is Australia through the lens of 50s Hollywood. They've got like a very small record. It's like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy for the rest of the world. And it was like Australia, fucking dangerous. That's
mostly
what they had.
harmless.
No, not mostly. No,
Mostly
fucking
Matilda.
dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, Waltzing Matilda hats with
That's
corks
it.
in.
Yep.
That's all they had.
That's all they've got. Yep.
Well, we'll get to that in a bit. Anyway, let's start by seeing how everyone's time away. Let's just call it that. Time away has been. And we'll start with you, Jim. How's it been, sir? How are you, sir?
Well, I'm not too bad, but life has been pretty fucking shit.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah, last time I was on, I just had a debacle with the roof, which cost me far too much fucking money.
Yes.
After that all being settled and paid, my computer went on the wonk, so that had to go in for repairs. Thankfully, that wasn't anything serious, but it was just a glitch on the motherboard. But and it didn't cost an arm and a leg. But I did get a new sound card out of it, so that wasn't too bad.
That's good.
But it was just kind of like, you see, everything that could go wrong would go wrong. So like last Friday, I had a shower, came downstairs. Not normally water coming out the light fittings in the kitchen.
Oh.
She said, "You are fucking kidding me." So obviously, as usual, if you're going to have a plumbing problem, you'll have it at the weekend when it's nigh impossible to get any bastard to come out at short notice. But luckily, it was, we ascertained that kind of okay, because our bathroom is like immediately above our kitchen. And it's only water coming out of the sink in the bath where the shower is. The actual sink in the bathroom, Nope, no leaks there. Toilet, more importantly, no leaks there. So basically, it was like, okay, showers off limits till the plumber comes, and we're not turning the lights on again until it dries out.
Yeah, this is wise.
But thankfully, we got a plumbing came Monday, which wasn't too bad considering it went on the wrong Friday. And that, well, cost more than I'd like, but it wasn't too bad in terms of, it was just a cracked sort of fitting. It's probably the fucking heat that did it.
Yeah.
What else went wrong?
I was going to say, is this the point where we start reminding everyone that you do have a Patreon?
Well, it would be handy at the present because it's going to like, Christ, I'm just hemorrhaging money in the middle. Cash, fucking hell.
Patreon.com/Hypnagoria. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
But yeah, all kinds of weird shit. It just, you couldn't catch a break last week. I mean, we had the dog due to go and get clipped. Actually, she needs to be relaxed by a vet to be allowed to be clipped. And we've got a nice lady who's actually a veterinary nurse who has a sideline dog grooming. Yeah. And they do it at the vets and whatnot. Due to go in Sunday, Saturday night we get a message saying, I'm terribly sorry, I'm going to have to cancel. As her nurse who assists her, a nice lady called Vicky, who animals generally love. Tallulah loves her, and she doesn't like vets generally. And got attacked by a cat and is in hospital. The fuck?
Wow.
What?
Okay.
And then I'd ordered a book off eBay and I opened up and they sent the wrong one, which is the first time that's ever happened. This kind of are the stars in retrograde? Well, what's going on this week? Just give me a break. I mean, this on top as well. I had quite a rough week side effects wise with mainly had the last chemo last week, and as its parting gift, I had 2 days of stomach cramps, which I can handle stomach cramps. But annoying is they always come in the middle of the night.
Yes, and
there's nothing worse than waking up in the middle of the night with suddenly mystery pains, and you come out of a dream going, you're being disemboweled or something. Oh no, it's just stomach cramp. Fuck off. But yeah, but other than that, I'm actually pretty good spirits. So finished chemo last week, last one. Tomorrow is my last radiotherapy.
Nice.
Good. And 33 doses of radiation I've had over 6 weeks.
Jesus.
And I'm quite looking forward to not having a 2-hour round trip every day to Middlesbrough. As lovely as the staff have been, but
you do without it.
Yeah, basically, it's a big chunk out of my day, and it's really. But yeah, so tomorrow is the last one, and then I suspect I'll probably have more. Once actually stopped, there'll be more side effect shenanigans because the treatment stops, the side effects don't necessarily stop for a bit. Yeah. But then I see the consultant at the end of August, and then I'll have a scan, and we'll see how well it's done, basically.
Okay. Do you have a little current heads up? Are they?
Well, no clue really. But what is encouraging, every week I've started to review with the head radiologist who basically logs side effects and symptoms, and because being a radiator, you do quite a few side effects to the radiotherapy. Mainly, now I have trouble swallowing food, and it's painful. But I've got very strong coding for that, and and a syrup you take, you have it 20 minutes before you eat, and then it means you can actually swallow stuff without it sort of feeling like you like a cartoon bird swallowing a plate. Yes. But generally, I was expecting it to be a lot worse. And generally, so it's only the last, probably week 5 and week 6, the side effects started to kick in and get a bit arsey. Yeah. And the radiotherapist today, she said, you've done very well. She said, you've almost done too well. I've been wondering if we were giving you the right treatment, or the machine was broken, because you were just, for best part of 5 weeks, you go, yeah, I'm fine. I don't really feel any different. A little bit tired, got a bit of a cough. I'm good, Yeah. And because it's quite an intensive thing having chemo as well. You should be a lot sicker, but apparently not. So your person, she said, well, we've thrown the kitchen sink at you. If you need some more, well, we could actually do a lot worse, couldn't we? Basically, yeah. So, you probably could actually. Yeah, I got through that pretty well. So, right. But yeah, so it's not too. Yeah, so it'll be nice to finish tomorrow. Put it that way. And
right.
But otherwise, then it's just I'm gonna have a quiet August.
Yes.
And just revel in not having to go anywhere every day. That'd be nice.
Yeah, just have your birthday and just let it all just chill.
Well, I think that's going to be a good plan. And
Yes. Sounds like a plan. Okay. I would say anything else, but I doubt you really want anything else at this point, do you?
No, I've had more than enough going on, and just
Nice.
a couple of weeks of nothing will be lovely.
Okay. Well, I wish that you have nothing going on for the next couple of weeks. Okay then. Well, moving on then to Elton. How's your time away, sir?
I forget how many weeks it feels like months, really.
Well, I think it's been at least 2 weeks, perhaps a little bit longer.
I can't remember, honestly.
It doesn't matter, but you've been missed. We've had letters. There's been a letter writing campaign, everything.
Yeah, right.
Certainly has.
There has. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Stop silencing Elton campaign it's been.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So there you go. So, yeah. Those people have been kicked out of the group, though. But
Yeah.
So,
there it is.
There it is. Yeah, they have been sectioned under the Mental Health Act. But anyway, sorry, go on, carry on.
I was
mate.
looking forward to a march on Downing Street, but there we go.
You might get a match on Downing Street.
Yeah.
like a box of Swan Vestas. Anyway.
Okay, so I was away definitely last week. I forget if
Yes,
it was
definitely last week and definitely the week before.
last week was a really busy week. It felt like a long weekend. There was so much crammed in. I had the week off from work, and it was my son Jacob's graduation from uni on Wednesday, and his girlfriend was graduating on the Monday as well.
Right.
And so she had her family over from America.
Ah.
Right.
So it was meet the parents type thing.
Did you mention this podcast to them?
Yeah.
No, definitely didn't. No, definitely didn't at all.
Start off with, "Hi, I'm Elton. You can call me Elton. And by the way, here's this podcast. Listen to that. That's all you need to know. Bye."
I just grabbed their phones and just put 5-star reviews on everything, and then walked out.
Anyway, sorry, carry on, mate. Go on.
So they came over from America and promptly headed over to Ireland. So
As you do.
I'm guessing that's what England is. But they came over. We had them over for a massive barbecue. It was really, really so good. It was so good. Maddie has 5 sisters, so there was 8 of them in total, plus our 4 as well.
Right.
So it was crazy. It was hot. It was baking. It was scrumptious as well. It was such a good weekend. It was really, really good week, but it was just so much packed into everything. So the Monday, so we went down, stayed at my sister-in-law's on the Sunday. I think we went down. So we had the barbecue Saturday, went down the Sunday, stayed over there on the Sunday for the week, or for most of the week at least. And the Monday we had Maddie's graduation, which was a lot more emotional than I was expecting it to be. I did not know that was going to happen at all. And that was something. That was so good though. It was so fun. And there's lots of photos and champagne and stuff like that, and meal, and it was brilliant. The Tuesday, I stayed home at my sister-in-law's, and she had a fete last weekend. Not a fete, a festival in her garden last weekend with all of her friends.
What?
And she wanted to make like silly little throwing games and like with beanbags and tennis balls, and throw balls into a bucket and stuff like that. And it was on a board. I will send you 2 pictures because I was
It's gonna be
asked.
good, isn't it?
I was
I'm
asked.
feeling this.
I was asked to decorate these. Oh God, where's my photos gone? I was asked to decorate these boards, and so I did. Let me find the first picture. It was for a beanbag. Where's the pictures gone? Oh no, they've all gone. Oh, I know where they are. They are there. Okay, so I will send this one. Let me send this to the group.
Okay.
Where is it?
This is fantastic podcasting. By
Shut
the way.
your face.
Man looks up thing on the internet.
There we go. Right, this is the
Men
first
stand
one.
around and go, look at picture. Right, what's this?
So this is a board with holes in it, and I was asked go mad with it, and I thought,
You
holes,
really went mad, didn't you?
cheese. And so
Cheese.
Cheese.
it looks like cheese.
It does look like cheese.
Okay.
It looks like a transporter accident between Minions and SpongeBob.
Well, it was named the cheese board.
Of course.
Jeez, fucking hell.
Well, you're on theme. I'll
Yeah.
give you that.
So this was to throw beanbags through the holes and score points. It's a very
Yeah.
silly drunk game.
Yes.
It stood about 3 feet high, so it was quite a hefty thing. But yeah, I had fun doing that. The
Nice.
next one, there was another one.
Uh-oh.
So this was one with a board and a bucket, and they wanted to throw stuff in the bucket. I thought, what picture could I use to put on this board that would illustrate this is something to throw something in?
Is it
So-
a toilet?
No, I didn't do toilet, actually. No. Maybe I should have done the toilet.
With
I
brown
went-
bags.
I went with this.
Fucking hell, what the hell is
What?
that?
Oh my God! You're giving a proctology exam to a fucking cow.
Looks
What?
like
What's this?
a cow's had a jet engine shoved up his arsehole. It's just... So is he gonna, what's he going to do? Is he going to moo or take off? Jesus Christ, Elton.
He's like,
You know
he's
what?
like-
I didn't have that on my bingo card for the night, I must admit.
I'll tell you what, EasyJet just get worse and worse, don't they? I mean,
I was,
fucking hell. Or is that Aer Lingus or whatever the hell they...
I didn't expect to see the wheel from the Top Gun from the Top Gear logo with a cow's arse drawn around it.
Kind
I'll
of,
be
yeah.
perfectly honestly.
Yeah. And then
Maverick, we want you to fly this experimental aircraft. No, just go with it, right? You're not going to let me see it first? No, you'll see it when you get out there, all right? Okay? Trust me on this. It's
Why are
better
you
that way.
sniggering? Get in.
it's the Homer.
By the way, Maverick, does this smell like chloroform to you? There we go.
It smells like curdled milk. I'm lactose intolerant.
Boo!
So we throw
Wow.
coloured tennis balls into a cow's anus.
So let me get this straight. Our international cousins over in that there America come over here.
Oh no! This is not to do with them. This is to do
Oh.
with the sister-in-law and her little fate that she's having with all her friends.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if you'd invited them along to this.
No! I
thing.
wouldn't do that. No.
Like what do you
Is that-
know? Look at this.
I think
This is how
this is how they do things here in the UK.
Yeah,
This is how you pass time. Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Did Lord
And-
Summersby turn up as well, by any chance, to this strange fate? I brought this statue along made of straw. Yes.
I mean, I did it start off? Did the hole start off that big, or was it something that just kind of grew from necessity
No,
once you realised that the ball hole was a little too small and maybe a little bit more suggestive? I don't even know why I'm asking this. What the fuck is this thing?
And this week on James Herriot's All Creatures Great and Small, the Hulk turns to being a vet because he's bored being an Avenger.
The idea was,
Yeah,
she wanted 2 boards, one to throw beanbags through, one to throw balls into. It's kind of drunk garden games.
yeah.
That's what it is.
I would imagine.
and they wanted me to decorate them, and they gave me all of their daughters' paints, which was loads and loads of paints, and it was like, have free reign. I went,
But
what could I do?
Why did you immediately go for a cow's arse?
Can I ask, Elton?
It wasn't vetoed. It was actually checked with management, and it was signed off. So yes, we went with that.
Did the daughters suddenly, when they looked at that and realised you use their art sort of like supplies to make this, did they go, I don't want to be an artist, mummy. I think I'm done.
Yeah. I would like to remove my application to the Veterinary Society.
I was quite proud of the udders.
The udders are the least of its problems. The 3 foot wide anal sphincter with the tail up is probably the bigger problem, I think, for this cow.
I did tell them to get some straw and just staple it around the edge. I don't know if that happened or not. But,
Why? Give it pubes? What the fuck?
I was just thinking that. It's like, do I say this live? Do I?
What was next? Half a pound of liver in a warmed up glove.
It's going to take a shitload of body form to sort that out, I'll tell you. Body form.
The fuck, Elton?
Thinking about it, we should have got like swimming noodles and
no.
Oh God!
Yes. Not only have I given it an arse the size of a toe that can fit a bullet train, but now I'm going to give it a bad case of worms using these fucking pool noodles. It's like John Carpenter's a fucking thing. It's like,
throwing a noodle in a bucket. I mean, there's all sorts of connotations you can do there, especially when you start putting bloody hay around the edges. Oh my God.
This is how Cthulhu returns. Not from the sea.
I didn't,
Cow's ass.
Do you know, I honestly thought when I started this podcast this week, I thought at some point we are going to get cancelled. But I thought it'd be what we said, not what we put up as a fucking novelty. A novelty fucking fate game.
I will put the pictures on the Facebook group once we got the episode up in the comments.
Yeah, I think it's a magnificent sight. I mean, I'll be honest with you. June 3's not quite going the way I was expecting, but it's...
We've had to scale down the effects for the sandworm.
Shut
now
up.
sand cows.
Anyway,
Ride the sand cow, Muad'Dib.
Muad'Dib.
That was Tuesday.
That was Tuesday. Fuck me. By Wednesday, what were you doing?
Well, Wednesday was very different. So it was Jacob's graduation, which was brilliant. It was stunning. Loved it. So we went into the hall. It's I think it's the chapel on site. So you know where all the films are filmed at Greenwich, and Slow Horses was being filmed over the road in Greenwich at the same time.
Nice,
nice.
So I need to start watching that again. So we went into this beautiful chapel that they have on site, and it's broadcast. It's live streamed to another room on campus, so all the family can go into the other room, which is the student bar, whereas you have like the parents going into the chapel. And so we went in there and sat down and watched people being celebrated, and Jacob went up and collected his handshake from the big boss man there, and the smiles and photos and everything like that. Now, I've been to my collection of football presentations with Jacob being like a young footballer. And in the football presentations, what normally happens is the older kids normally wait till last. All the younger kids go first, and you all sit there clapping away at every single kid going up and picking up his trophy. And it's 2 hours of well done. Yep.
Yeah.
Well done. But it's fine because you get used to it and you know the job to do there. And the little kids have their fun and then they disappear and then their mums and dads go. So it gets a little quieter. And then their mums, the next team goes up and then their mums and dads go and it gets even quieter. And so then you're left, once you get to a certain age, you're the last team up and it's just your mums and dads clapping away at the kids.
Yeah.
Because nobody's interested. It felt like that in there. So we were said, look, clap everyone because everyone's here to celebrate that they've passed from uni, which is great in itself. Clap your kids, have fun with it. And some people won't have their parents or anyone there to celebrate with them, so clap for them. And we thought, wicked, sounds good. That's great. So we sit there clapping away every single person, looking around, all the other mums and dads in there, not clapping on anyone. You're like, really? Are you honestly doing this? You're grown-ups doing this to grown-ups, and it's not working. No. And when their kids went up, it wasn't they were clapping their kids. Oh no, the mobile phones came out. So they weren't clapping them. They weren't experiencing it in real time. They were just watching it through their camera. And it was such a sad thing to see. Really, really sad. But we were there living in the moment, enjoying it and actually seeing it happen in front of us. So it was really good. But then came a kick in the balls. So that it was a beautiful thing that we all celebrated. Then the last person went up, collected his thing, walked down and disappeared and sat back down to where he was sitting. And then this two ladies went up, a mum and a daughter. And they went, okay, and now we have a special presentation. It was like, oh, okay, cool, special presentation. This should be good. Yes, this is a posthumous award to a lady. And we was like, oh, I was not expecting that. That was I'm going now, flipping out. It was, oh my God, that's crazy. And so this sister went up and collected the award for her sister. And it was just everyone stand up and just howling, hooting and not laughing, clapping and
steady.
Sorry. Woo, woo, woo. No, none of that. It was, big celebration, standing ovation type thing. It was, that was so moving. I was not expecting that. That was a left turn that I was not expecting.
Wow.
And then they collected their award and sat down. There was lots of hugs from all the lecturers. And then this poor lecturer stood up and she was the first one to speak and announce what was happening next. And she broke. And word. Everyone broke after that.
Yeah.
But it was stunning. Absolutely stunning. So, mass props to everyone that was there. That was incredible to be part of. Yeah. And I was not expecting that.
Oh, that's really cool.
Oh, that was a bit of a sucker, that was. But it was a really, really good day overall. Lots and lots of photos taken. Lots of smiles, lots of joy and stuff going on. So, it was an incredible week. But man, I was zonked after all of that. Absolutely zonked. And that was my week, really.
Well, I'm glad you gave us the heads up on that because Katie's graduation is tomorrow.
Ah, okay.
Right.
So I'm off down to Canterbury at like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got to get
take some tissues.
Yeah, I've got to get up about sort of 7 o'clock in the morning because it's the only way I'm going to be able to crowbar myself into a suit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I might have to do that. Try and go full blood preparedness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
A catcher, you'd be like, no, I will be happy with this. I'm just here celebrating with all these. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah. I'm such a wuss anyway. It doesn't take much for me. I'm gonna be a mess. I'll just admit it now and just get over with.
Snot bubbles and everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's going to be ugly crying, the fogging up of the glasses, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, none of that crap of you got a bit of dust in here. No.
Yeah.
Just go with it. I say.
Yeah. Just throwing myself on the ground and wailing might be a bit much, but we'll see how it goes.
And that's just in Tesco's.
Yeah, I do. I get to the.
See the price of Kit Kats. No! What do you mean $2.80 for 6? Fuck you!
Adagio for string starts playing as I fall to my knees. Fucking Kit Kat chunkies have gone up 10p. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see next week how it goes.
Cool.
But anyway, anything else, sir?
No, that is it. That's all I need to report on at the moment.
Oakley dokley. Well, then, in which case we move on to you, Mr. B. How are you been, sir?
I've been okay. It's been an okay week. A bit not exactly uber exciting or anything like that at all. The only thing I've got to report is that I did start watching the new season of Strange New Worlds. Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I really enjoyed the first episode. I enjoyed the second one as well. They're quite a whiplash in content, as in it goes from the first episode being very action packed and the second one being a bit of a comedy episode. So I enjoyed it, although it was good. It's good to see the show back, and hearing now that it's been completely renewed for 5 seasons. So this is good. Cool. So they've got a plan where they're taking it now. So but all in all, very good. So there we go. But that's about it.
Oh right,
just it.
Okay,
that's it. Yeah.
Well, okay. I was expecting more, but that's cool. That's cool. Strange New Worlds. Well, in which case, I haven't got an awful lot to add, to be honest. My week's been pretty chilled out compared to the last couple of weeks. So, but today I came back from Bristol. I had to zip zap down to Bristol for work. So that was okay. The only thing I'm going to say this, actually, I wasn't going to say this, but the only thing I find a little bit on the cringe side is that we all have this meeting, like this 6-week team meeting thing. And it's all cool. And, you get to meet people you haven't seen for a while, and you also get to sort of catch up with people because obviously working from home, as the majority of us are, you can become quite isolated and all this sort of thing with just like words on the team screen sort of thing. So it's nice. But the problem is that one thing that happens is we get sort of like we have the meeting and we have some catch up, and then we have the team exercise, the bonding.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
And
the bridge building.
Yes, and all that kind of stuff. And this week, this month's one was reverse charades. Which is reverse charades, where what you do is you have a group of like 10 or 12 people or however many people you've got in the room, and you
start off saying, "I fucking knew it. I fucking told you," and then work your way back.
That's it, exactly. I knew it was that. Why didn't you? You fucking didn't show me.
Don't use 2 words, not one.
Fucking hell. But anyway, I mean, God, I might just abandon it there. Anyway, stupid. Right, moving on. Thanks for that, Jim. Yeah. No, you send one person out the room. You send one person out the room. The remainder sit in the room, get given a phrase or a saying, and then have to coordinate between however many of them there are to do a charade that encompasses all of them, so that when the person comes back in the room, they can see all these people doing a thing and working out what the charades game is or what the charade phrase is. And you kind of go, what? And then we got given one of the phrases, and it was flash mob. And this lady came in, and she went out. The person who was supposed to guess it, and then there was like 10 of us trying to work out how to, I don't know, charades a flash mob with like 10 of us, and it was like, what on earth am I doing? I'm a 53-year-old man. I'm soon to be a 54-year-old man, and I'm getting directions from like a 12-year-old fetus telling me how to do the fucking Macarena in the middle of an office. What on fucking earth am I doing? What is going on here? So that kind of put a bit of a dampener on it. Well, actually, I'll tell you what put a dampener on it. Getting up at 5:30 in the fucking morning to go to this stupid fucking thing was a bit of a dampener on it.
Is that every month?
Fucking awful.
Well, normally it's every 6 weeks, and what happens is I tend to get away with it because we've had sort of, there's been like, oh, don't spend too much money, we're in the middle of the year sort of thing. Budgets are starting to get tight, so they're not willing to pay £100 for me to come down on the ticket to do this stupid shit, and I end up getting, oh, just stay there and do teams. And it's like, thank fuck for that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been all right. But this time we had some things we had to discuss that couldn't be on Teams, so we all had to come down, and it was like, shit. What else has gone on? I actually stayed over at my parents' for the first time in God knows how long. That's a weird one. Going back to your parents' house when you haven't been in that house overnight for roughly 30 odd years is it's something of a moment when you're sitting there going, oh my god. You're lying in bed going, where's all the posters gone? But anyway, yeah, other than that, not a lot has been going on. We finished Department Q. I mean, I think we mentioned that before.
I started that today.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to watch it all and binge it, but for one reason or another, things haven't sort of lined up with us being able to be around to watch it all. But we watched the last 2 episodes yesterday, and it's good. Oh, it's really good. I wish I'd properly binged it. It's good. So you've only just started it, yeah, Elton?
Yeah, just the first episode. I think I got halfway through the first episode, so nothing really to scream and shout about, but it seems good.
It does get better, much better, and it gets quite tense towards the end, but I'll let you discover that. So yeah, not a lot really going on with me, so we'll leave it there. What I will do is I'll go on to the old feedback. Now, just briefly, Superman feedback, because Darren and I did a Superman special, which is still up on the Facebook page. One of the things that came up, Martin Thompson said he can confirm that 3D is still a thing because he went to see Jurassic World Rebirth and found out that the time he wanted was a 3D showing. Because Jim, Elton, in case you hadn't heard the podcast, I the only way I could get to see Superman in a cinema that was relatively or completely empty was to go to a 9 a.m. 3D screening of it, and nobody else wanted to go, so I had the cinema to myself, which was great until the 3D projector fucked up and I had one eye went completely blue.
Yeah. I wish they'd just get the hint and just get away with it. Just do away with it.
Stop.
Well, I wanted to book a ticket for Fantastic Four, and there's a 3D screening at bloody Cineworld at 9 o'clock in the morning. How much do you reckon for a single ticket?
Got to be at least 20 notes.
25 notes.
Fuck that.
Yeah, that's funny enough. That's exactly what I said. Anyway, just other feedback. Jeffrey Mark Hyman said he absolutely loved Superman. I was wondering how well it would go down with others. So the podcast is enlightening. I don't think any of your criticisms were illegitimate, but they do not affect my enjoyment in the slightest. I'm sure it'll be interesting to see it again now, though. So, to which I said,
that's cool.
I don't think I'll be seeing it again. But there you go.
I did see it for a second time. By the way,
did you?
Yeah.
And
not much changed about my opinion.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Don't say anything because, yeah,
maybe one or two scenes kind of landed slightly better. You know, the emotion of a certain moment.
Yeah.
But largely it was the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So anyway, moving on to the the Invaders from Mars episode. Well, which had all sorts of stuff going on in it. Jack Woodgate writes in to say, I might be misremembering the original, but I think that what was missing in the remake was how everything was from the boy's perspective, and it was slightly off. The camera was at his height, and so all the adults loomed over him. The sets were stark with white walls upon which dark shadows were cast, giving some of the scenes a hint of surrealism, and made the ending make a bit more sense. Ian Spaceship's Dead said, "On the beach, good choice." But that's obviously about this week's film. He said, he's just talking about this week's episode, so we'll leave that one for a second. Martin Thompson again comes back with a couple of things. He's seen Brick, which is the film that Darren watched last week on Netflix. He said, I've seen Brick pop up in Netflix coming soon section for a while now, and the premise sounded like it might be good one for the Black Dog to cover, but evidently not.
Yep. I can tell you wholeheartedly, no.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, have we done Brick already?
No, not the Ryan Johnson Brick. There's another one, Jim.
There's another Brick. Oh,
about
right.
this. Go on.
Yeah.
Go on. No, you go on. You do it.
Okay. The Brick is all about a couple who are just at the end of their relationship, and she's the woman's about to walk out, and she opens the door, and there's this massive black brick wall just blocking the door out. And they look out the windows, and it's over the windows, and it's everywhere. So what they have to do is they decide to try and go through the walls to get to their neighbours. And they meet this ragtag bunch of people that they, to try and get out of this building, to try and find a way out. And, pretty much, I thought the whole thing of, all right, this sounds like an interesting concept. Let's see where we go. But, oh my God, no. This could have been a 45-minute, Outer Limits or Twilight Zone episode. It didn't have to be 2 hours.
No.
Not at all.
No. So, there you go. Forewarned is forearmed there, Jim.
We'll avoid that one then.
Yes.
Yeah. Watch it if you want, but,
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Yeah. You only have yourself to blame, Jim. You only have yourself to blame.
Going on from that, though, Martin continues that he said, oh, by the way, I can make the basement scene from between Linda and David in Invaders from Mars a bit ickier for you. Because again, I don't know how much of the episode you listened to, guys, but we had a problem with Linda and the kid hiding in the basement, looking like they were about to kiss, and it was like, no.
Sorry, I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to get a wire brush and Dettol. All right.
Yeah, but anyway. So Martin continues. He goes, I can make it a bit ickier for you. In real life, Karen Black and Hunter Carson were mother and son.
What?
Yeah, in real life. The kid who played David and the teacher. I just
Yep.
no, 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 just no.
Nope.
This reminds me of that moment when I saw Taika Waititi's going to be directing the Dread sequel. Just
God,
no. Yeah, and he also said, and finally Martin finishes with a bit of location trivia for you as well. The Gardener's house was built in for the 1948 Cary Grant film Mr. Blanding Builds Dream Home, and it's still there too. They built 73 replicas all over the USA to promote Mr. Blandings. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Peter Organ, Reverend Org of the Orgcast, he wrote in also to say that about Invaders from Mars, I much preferred the Phantom Menace to this, since the spaceships were better. Here we just had a lumpy rock thing with lights on. And when it comes to Hunter Carlson, the kid who plays David, come back, Jake Lloyd, all is forgiven. Okay. I think that's fairly comprehensive. And if anybody else has any feedback for that episode or this episode or any other episode, go on the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/the Black Dog Podcast, and then just leave some feedback underneath the episodes. And also if you want to catch us via email, send it into feedback@blackdogpodcast.com. Or you can hit me up on Blue Sky, cartoonbeardy.bsky.social, and just slip into my DMs. Oh, yeah. Black Dog After Dark. Slip into my DMs. Anyway, right. And on that note, on that rather creepy note, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. I haven't got any shitty superheroes. You're safe, guys. Don't worry.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, don't worry. It was a one-off. But unless I find some more, in which case it won't be. But anyway, and that's a threat and a promise.
That is a threat.
That is a threat and a promise. Yeah, next week's script sandwich. Let's roll the jingle, and when we come back, we'll be on the beach.
With me, and he sang as he shoved that jug buck in his tucker bag. You come a waltzing.
Shut up! Anyway, so on the beach.
I couldn't quite understand that last bit. All I was, and he sang ding ding bang, and he stick ding 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 bang, sing bang ba ding dong ba dong ding dong.
Yeah. Right, anyway, On the Beach is a 1959 American apocalyptic science fiction drama film starring Gregory Peck, Ava Gardner, Fred Astaire, and Anthony Perkins, produced and directed by Stanley Kramer. It's based on the Neville Shute 1957 novel of the same name, depicting the aftermath of a nuclear war. However, unlike the novel, no one is assigned blame for starting the war. In the novel, it was the Russians and the Chinese.
Right.
Yeah. So it attributes. Fucking doesn't sound right now. I've said it too many times wrong. Which attributes.
Which lends itself to.
Yeah, which says that it's global annihilation due to fear compounded by an accident or misjudgment. The film received... Oh, no, I'm not going to do that bit. Anyway, the movie had a budget of $2.9 million, which is quite a lot in 1959. And ran for 139 minutes and was released December 17th, 1959, just in time for Christmas, kids. And how much do you think it made at the box office, Jim?
200 million smacks on the arse for no reason.
Nice. Elton.
1 book, 1 parasol, 3 ice creams, 4 screaming kids, and a shoe full of sand.
Nice. Darren.
1 billabong and a used Paul Hogan swimming hat. All right.
Well, you're all wrong because it actually had 400. It actually earned 400 renditions of Waltzing Fucking Matilda. You can see where the theme's going with my review. Anyway, so yes, let's go around the table. The non-spoiler review first, and then we'll get onto the spoilers. For a film that's nearly 70 years old, but we'll let's not spoil it. So let's start off. Apart from you, Dal,
Yeah.
who else has seen this? Has anyone else seen this film?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well I haven't, but I picked it. So I'll tell you what, Elton, you put your head above the parapet first. You can go first.
Okay. Well, this was fun, wasn't it? This was
come back for a smiley, happy podcast.
yeah. I open up the Facebook group. I wonder what film we're doing this week. On the beach. Oh, okay. Just imagining like a family traipsing down to the beach and something happens on the beach. Something mysterious or funny or quirky. No. This is. It's bloody good. That's what it is. But the subject matter is dark and delves deep. And it's just, you have approaching doom constantly through this, where you're like, but I don't want it to end the way I think it's going to be ending. I'm not too sure. And yeah, it's just approaching doom constantly. It's good, but yeah, hopefully we've got something to talk about on this one. I'm sure we have.
Jim, what about you?
It's like first time watch for me. So it's one of those films I wasn't sure I'd seen it or not because it's such a famous movie.
Yeah.
And with famous movies, you get that thing of kind of, you hear so much about them, you begin to forget, have I seen this or not? Turns out I hadn't. And I didn't quite know I was getting myself into, to be honest. But I wouldn't say I enjoyed it. It's kind of it's a funny sort of film because I think it blindsides you with a lot of kind of sort of quite 1950s sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Where it gets darker and darker and darker and goes some bloody dark places for the time.
Yeah.
In a way that's very unsensational and unmelodramatic, which I think makes it more impactful. It's definitely a film that stayed with me, put it that way.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right. Darren, you've obviously seen it.
Yeah.
So, well, I gathered after I announced it, and from the subsequent reaction when I put the banner up on the Facebook group, that this was a controversial choice. How do you feel about it now watching it again?
Well, this is about the fourth time I've seen this film.
Fucking hell.
Because you know me, I do love me post-apocalyptic and apocalyptic movies of this kind of nature. I always think they're a very interesting, or they can be, if they're taken seriously enough, they can be a very interesting sort of look at how humans deal with this kind of situation.
Yeah.
This is it. There's there's very little to no sort of hope.
Yeah.
So what do you do? How do you react to this? And I think personally, thinking about films during that time, I think this film's probably a bit ahead of its time for
Right.
when it was released, just because of the way it handles the subject matter.
Right.
Forgetting some of the sort of like the effects that they use in it for some of the scenes, which are pretty much, well, I don't think it would really look like that, but you know what? I don't care, because this film has got the emotional hook in it.
Yeah.
I think it does raise some interesting questions. As a movie, it certainly made me think about a lot of things. It always does when I watch this.
Yeah.
And it's putting myself in that situation. And to tell you the truth, as I was getting near the end of the movie, looking at what was going on, I actually felt a little bit breathless.
Really?
I could feel I felt the sort of the anxiety building. And I did have a little, it was like, am I getting a shortness of breath here?
Like an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Wow.
It really was. It's just that it's a bit like, if I've got to describe it, it's a bit like being trapped in a box, right? Quite a large box. And every minute or so, somebody puts another wall in that takes away a little bit of your space.
Yeah.
And it keeps doing that and keeps doing that until there's very little room to maneuver, until you've got to face the inevitable.
Yeah.
And it's I think it's done really, really well especially for a film of its time.
Yeah, I think we'll address the of its time thing in a bit. Because there's a couple of things
definitely. Yeah.
As a new viewer, I had problems with, but we'll get to that. Cool. Okay. I picked this film because you have mentioned it before.
Yeah.
Is the simple fact of the matter. And so I thought, well, I'm intrigued. I'll check it out. Like I say, the thing, I'm going to say this now and be right up front with it. Everything I say from here on in is coloured by the fact that pretty much everyone who I mentioned this film to went, "Oh no," or something along those lines. And I'm not just talking about just comedy. Why did you pick this movie? Let's pick threads for a cheer up. I'm talking about everyone I mentioned this to, sort of in the past week, have gone, "Oh Jesus, what?" So I was quite wound up for what I was about to experience. So bear that in mind and take that as a baseline for where all this is coming from, because I watched this and my thought was very much like when you hear people who are deeply religious watching something like The Exorcist, which is for me, The Exorcist does nothing. I find it creepy in places. I find it interesting in places. I find it very well acted and all that kind of stuff. I admire The Exorcist, but does it scare me? No, not even slightly. But the impact of it and the way that everyone reacts to it makes it feel like a bigger thing than it was. And I watched this waiting for that big oof moment. And there were a couple of oof moments. There were a couple. I'm not going to get into spoilers, but the overall feeling I came away from was, oh, right. And the solid impact of me getting breathless and all that sort of thing. And I'm not taking that away from you or Andy or anyone else who came at me saying, "What the hell have you done? You've unleashed a nightmare upon this land," or something. But it was just,
I don't think we've been that far.
No, but
steady old chap.
No, but the thing was, it was a case of literally not just on Facebook or on Blue Sky or on Letterboxd or any of the other social medias, or even just talking to people outside of the social media sphere, I'd say this film, and it was like I just told someone that I was going to go off and watch a cat be gassed. I mean, it was just very, very weird. And it reminded me of when I said to you, when way back in the very early days of the podcast, and I wanted to watch Ringu. And I remember watching that, not knowing what the hell I was getting into, and it freaking me the hell out. Then forcing you to watch it for like episode 8 or 9 of the original podcast, and you sitting there going, "What?" You just like shrug.
Yeah. I understand where you're coming from on this. It's that layered. It's that expectation that is created.
Yeah.
In your mind from people saying, this is why I tend to avoid reviews of movies that I'm going to see in the cinema.
Yeah.
These days, I just stay well away from that. I don't want to know if people liked it or not. I'll just go.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind people reviewing things, because you can at least take a measurement of what they're like and what you like, and then work it from there. Yeah. This was kind of like literally like saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, everyone, I've got this camera getting shoved up my ass tomorrow. What do you think?" You know, it's just like that was the way I was getting the reactions. So for me, watching this film, I came away with there's a lot that on paper seems really quite grim, and I absolutely found there were moments in this that were dark and bleak and depressing and nihilistic, but then there was bits where it was just like, what? Pick a lane. Are you a comedy? Are you a romance? Are you a 1950s Hollywood big starry kind of, "Oh, hold me, Jeff, just for 5 minutes. Oh," and then the music goes do 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 do, and you're like, okay, it's of its time. When there was no music and when there was just actors just acting, it was effective. When the big 50s fucking orchestras all kicked in for the sweeping fucking, what was it, brief encounter style melodrama strings, or people and themes playing fucking Waltzing Matilda because, hey, guess what, you didn't know we were in Australia. I just came right out of it. Literally came out of it like fucking Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap. I just went, oh, I'm watching a 50s Hollywood movie, a melodrama. And then there'll be a really dark bit again, and I'll be like, I'm in now. I'm watching this. It's scaring me, and it's quite effective. And then all of a sudden it'd be like, oh, let's all go down the beach and have a little dance, and let's all play on the boats. And it's just like, I'm out again. And I looked up the book, and the book is far, far bleaker than this. So it feels like there's two films. There's the film of the book, and then there's a studio head going, you got a little bit too more depression in there. I want to see some romance and some funny bits. Yeah, let's do that. And it's just like, it just felt like me. I just felt all the way through, pick a fucking lane. I'm not saying it's a bad film, far from it. There's lots of stuff in here I want to talk about, but that was my overall thing. And when I came away from it, the last 10, 15 minutes, super effective. But the 2 hours leading up to that was a bit of a tonal roller coaster. Let's put it that way. And like I say, I'm not saying it's a bad film. I totally get that I'm coming at it from a expectations and a modern sensibility. So you have to take everything I say with a massive pinch of salt and an understanding that I know that I'm not being as objective as I should be. But you can't all shout at me and tell me that this thing is the scariest, the bleakest thing in the world ever when I've watched The fucking Mist, for Christ's sake.
No, yeah, but that's going on like a fairly modern movie compared.
Yeah, but
to
that's what I'm saying. If I've never seen it before and everyone's going, "Ooh, ooh,"
But the people that have seen it, they didn't go in armed with all that information.
No.
I would imagine they would have gone in. It probably our sort of age. It probably would have been in on the background, and you'd seen it a couple of times, and then actually decided to really watch it and understand it. And going through your life, you pick up little things if it's on again, and you watch a little bit more, and then you understand it a little bit more, and then all of a sudden you're an adult and you're watching it, and you're like, oh, this isn't the film that I quite enjoyed having on in the background as I was playing with my Lego. And so that breeds with you, that lives with you, that bubbles along with you, and they go, oh, it is an emotional thing for these other people to carry. They project that onto you, and you go, oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah. And like I say, I totally accept that. And we'll get into it with the spoiler zone, because I feel like I'm just dominating this first 10, 15 minutes of this thing. So, okay, we'll roll the jingle. I say the jingle. I still haven't made a bloody spoiler jingle. Let's just do some buttons. And
just put an air raid warning.
An air raid warning.
Yeah,
well,
dive.
Or two Tribes by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. There we go. Have that in there.
Carnage mix for preference.
Yeah. Out of town. No, actually, Breathe by Kate Bush. That would actually be a more appropriate tune.
How about 99 Luff Balloons?
The one you want, because it was inspired by the book and the film, is Dancing with Tears in My Eyes by Ultravox.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Even the video is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's that. Okay, and here we are in the spoiler zone. Okay, so if you haven't seen a film from 1959, like I haven't, and Jim and Elton haven't, and you don't want it spoiled for you, though I'm sure from what I basically said, you can pretty much infer what's going on. But if you would not want it spoiled, stop here, go watch the film. It's on Amazon Prime. I will mention that it's on Amazon Prime. The date is the 22nd of July. It is on Amazon Prime for another 30 days, and then it's gone.
Is it? I thought it was 5 days.
No. Oh, okay. Well, let's put it this way. If you're listening to this week on the date of recording, go watch it.
Get in there now. Quick!
Otherwise, it's going onto the MGM channel, and then you're going to have to pay for it.
Oh, good Lord.
Right, okay then. So I'm going to try and step back, because I think if I steam in, there's going to be no conversation here. So we've seen apocalyptic movies before. We've seen them in all shapes and forms. Everything from 28 Days Later to Threads. From the Miracle Mile with Anthony Edwards.
Oh yes.
Yeah. All the way through to By Dawn's Early Light. We've seen them all. We've done them all. So, and this isn't a challenge as in being combative. I just want to ask the question. What sets this apart from other apocalyptic movies? And I'm going to go around the table, because otherwise we'll all just be over the top of each other. So I will start. So we'll start again with you, Elton, because you seemed like you were ready to go. So go on, mate.
Okay.
No, just you seemed like you were ready to rock and roll.
What sets it apart from all the others?
Yeah, because the thing is, I mean, like I say, it's been pushed as this kind of like a different way of doing this kind of end of the world scenario, and I was just wondering.
Okay, so this came out in 1959. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine it kind of not going with your question, but
That's fine.
I would imagine that people would be watching this and going, "Fucking hell, we dodged a bullet, didn't we?"
Mm.
That's the way I think it would have been accepted. And I think that would make a difference in the way that people view this movie.
Mm.
Because if you're living through a war and then, by the way, it could have ended this way,
Yeah.
you would be going in there going, thank the Lord that we're not doing this movie and we are actually sitting in a cinema watching this instead of actually living through it and, you know, all brown bread now. So I think people would view the movie slightly differently. So let's say if we watch The Road or if we watch Book of Eli or other stuff like that. I think The Road is one of the ones of the grimmest ones I've seen, I think.
Yeah.
That's a brutal one, I think.
I've not seen that either.
Okay.
But fair enough. I know enough about it though, so it's not. Yeah. Okay then. And if you don't mind, Dal, because I got a feeling I know what you're gonna jump in on all of this, but I'll just move to Jim for this.
No, I'm just sitting back because I'm just going to let other people have their say.
Okay, cool. So Jim, what about you then?
I think what I found interesting about this movie was it's very much it's a 1950s point of view.
Yeah.
The start of the Cold War.
Mm.
As I said, the novel's 1957, the film's 59, and the film set was 64.
Yeah.
Now, when I sat down, all right, it's post-apocalypse, okay. Oh, the apocalypse doesn't seem to have happened yet.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it has. But the thing is, as a child of the 80s, I equate a nuclear war with the end of everything overnight.
Yeah.
This is a different view, and it's not a Eurocentric view. Because basically, I mean, if you live in England and there's a nuclear war, you're frying wherever you live.
Yeah.
Because it's a small island, and there's going to be a strategic target that's going to get several megatons, whether you like it or not.
Yes.
And you're going to die probably fairly quickly, no matter where you are, unless you're very unlucky.
Yeah.
And what I found is, it's Australia, and it's kind of, so if there's been a war between, say, China or Russia and America,
Yeah.
Australia's kind of right down in the, like, you know, it's kind of out of the headwind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was a really interesting view. And it's also probably partially, I don't want to say naivete, but obviously the nuclear capabilities in the late 50s weren't the same as the nuclear capabilities in the 80s either.
No.
And a limited nuclear war could be devastating, but not the instant apocalypse we grew up with. And I found that very fascinating, that there has been this war, and there's probably other places as well, sort of probably Iceland's out there, you know, and maybe someone's going, oh, what the fuck happens now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know there's a lot of radiation out there. Will it get to you? Will it not? Will it dissipate? We don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. All the scientists are dead, apart from the few you've got, but that's maybe not enough.
Yeah.
And I found that very, very interesting. It was almost kind of optimistic. It was kind of, we can tough this out. It'd be fine.
Yeah.
But then, as the movie goes on, it's more kind of, it's that creeping realization that actually, no, there's no dodging this bullet.
Yeah.
I found that the way it's structured and the way it's so kind of, I know there is like sentimentality and melodrama in it, but when it comes down to the apocalypse, that's played very straight and almost deadpan, almost underplayed.
Yeah.
In a way that's really, really frightening.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. Like I say, I have thoughts, but I don't want to steamroller them all. So over to you then, Dal. What about you? How you feel about it?
So, what sets this film apart from other nuclear apocalypse type films?
Yeah.
Well, I think Jim's kind of touched on it there.
Right.
With most films, you get the attack happen and it tells you about life afterwards, and it's all burnt out buildings and stuff like this. But this is like the apocalypse happens, and then the world takes a beat away from it.
Yeah.
And it's like the apocalypse is put on hold for a while. Right?
Mm.
Now, with the 1950s sensibility, how things were back then, it was naive. That's it.
Yeah.
People had no understanding of what the effects of stuff like this, even with Hiroshima, they had no idea really what that meant in terms of an atomic war. And that's what they call it in this as well. It's not a nuclear war, they call it an atomic war. So I'm guessing bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima or payloads of that sort of power.
Yeah, well, in
the
book, just for reference, the bombs that fall are 4,000 cobalt infused super bombs. So like Tsar bombs, basically. So they're humongous, great big sort of like almost, sort of major city in one whack. And probably like 50-mile radius around the outside kind of thing.
So basically the equivalent of a nuclear weapon.
Yes.
One of the missiles we've got today.
There's 4,000 of them all go off.
Yeah.
Which should have made the earth ring like a bell.
It should have done, yeah. Probably affect the climate, but not as bad as, say, something like Damnation Alley. God,
no, we're not. We've not got George Peppard in a fucking Captain Scarlet car going across the landscape. No.
Why is somebody throwing lighted frisbees across the sky? What's all that? What the fuck is that all about?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why do cockroaches move all together? Oh, it's because they're all stapled to a fucking board. Sorry. Anyway.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, let's not go there. So I think the approach, the actual structure of this, where the apocalypse, or how I should say the impending doom, how they approach it, I think that sets it apart from everything else.
Yeah.
The only thing I've ever seen where fallout after a nuclear war has not affected somebody, and that's Z for Zachariah, when it talks about things called nuclear cloves, which are in places like Wales, because the geography is such that fallout would just go straight over the top and it wouldn't affect the land. The water, on the other hand, that's coming in from the outside, but anything within those areas wouldn't actually be affected. So that's the only other thing I've ever seen that kind of deals with that, radiation not being, even though there's been an atomic war, radiation not being in a certain area.
Yeah.
And it's, I think, as Jim has also said, this makes it even more terrifying, because most people would have been taken out in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Okay. They're like, death is coming in a few seconds. Whereas these people have time to think about it.
Yeah.
And that's what this is why I say the film was a little bit probably ahead of its time, considering the mentality of the time. I think, even though Hollywood has obviously got hold of this, and and has done its thing, I think it was still a brave choice to make this film in the first place.
Yeah,
because this is such an anti-war film, and to do especially the lovely little thing they do in this, which is nobody's quite sure who started it.
Yeah,
as well. I think that kind of adds. It's like catching a disease and knowing that you're going to die, but there's nothing you can do about it. There's nowhere to point your anger. There's nowhere to punch in the face. There's no one to just throw something at.
Yeah.
It's that you're powerless. This is it. This is your fate. And it's that slow realization. I mean, you hear it, and I know what you say about them going on boat trips, but this is still a thing of people not still accepting what is coming and not looking too closely at what they're doing. And it's like, what is the point of all this? As the film goes on, they do get that. It starts becoming more apparent. The rot starts setting in.
I mean,
it's denial, I would say, a lot of that.
I mean, I get that. Yeah, go on. Sorry, carry on.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
No,
it's like one of the few people that really does start to understand this is Fred Astaire's character.
Yeah.
Right. And all to a point, Ava Gardner's character as well. I think this is why she drinks the way she does.
Yeah.
Because at the back of her head, and she's friends with Fred Astaire, and maybe stuff he said has worked its way in there, even though it's probably very subconscious. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say the thing I would just say, because I sounded a bit flippant with the whole.
But the waltzing Matilda is fucking annoying. I'll agree with you on that. Anyway, sorry.
Yes.
Tourette syndrome kicking in there.
My life. If I never hear that fucking song ever again, it'll be too soon.
Can I please redub the film to take that tune out at the end? Please.
It's not just the end, mate. It literally is every single scene in Australia.
It's the bit when they're in the hotel at the end. Let's go off for a quiet fishing trip, and it's like every fucker and his wife's there,
and they're all singing "Waltzing Matilda" because you haven't quite understood it, and then they're fishing in the bloody river, and they're singing "Waltzing Matilda" there, and then they're down. Then as the U-boat comes into dock, it's like the music's going da 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 da. It's like fuck off. I know you got the rights to this.
It's absolutely everywhere. It's even slowed down in some moments. You know when they have...
they use it as the theme in the actual score as well.
Yes,
motifs of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, as Teresa says, she said, Australians, we do like waltzing Matilda, but not this fucking much.
Yeah,
we do have other songs.
I was going to say it's bad enough. It's bad enough that it's kind of in every bit of as you say, Jim, the leitmotifs of the bloody score. But then when you have those guys who just won't stop singing it in the river and then in the hotel, and it's just like, right, I'm pretty sure it's the same people singing. So you're telling me they've been singing it for like 8 hours? Yeah. I mean, if you knew the end of the world was coming, you'd just go, you know what, fuck it, and go down there and glass the fuckers. But it's like, I'll give you a fucking waltzing Matilda. Yeah. Anyway, the thing I was going to say was, just so I don't sound flippant about the whole boats thing, I understand there's this whole thing of denial. There's the Anthony Perkins, his wife, who just won't accept any conversation about it whatsoever.
Yeah.
And there's the whole thing of trying to maintain normality, facing but I've seen that, and again, I know this is coming from the wrong direction, but I've seen that stiff upper lip in the face of an absolute horror done in things like When the Wind Blows, with the old couple just sitting there sort of thinking everything's going to be all right. And that, to me, has real pathos and impact, because these people don't understand what's going on and they have absolute faith that they will be saved, which makes things doubly heartbreaking because you're watching them and you know that's not the case. In this movie, for me, the problem I have was the tonal whiplash that would happen between scenes. So you'd get things like Anthony Perkins deciding before they go off to the north on the boat. Anthony Perkins deciding that he's got to make his wife face up to the reality of what might be coming down the pipe, and just going, right, I'm going to be gone for like 3 to 4 months. The radiation is going to get here in 4 months, and either you're going to be sick and die, or the baby's going to get sick and die, and I've got these pills. You'll need to sort this out. You may need to sort this out while I'm not around. And it's a really powerful, bleak scene. It's a real shocker. I mean, but the music is going like you're watching fucking I Love Lucy. And then it kind of, she goes, I just can't. And they hug and they kiss, and he goes, but take the pills or something like this, take them away. And the music's kind of, and it's all very sweepy, Gone with the Wind. And it's just like, that's a very conscious decision by the filmmakers to go, it's happening, it's bleak, but let's just put some icing on this shit cake, and maybe you won't notice.
A little bit.
Take the edges off, and that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the boat. It's because the theme of the film is, live life while you can and make the most of it, and I totally get that. But just this weird 50s thing of they can't face up to the horrors that they're putting on the screen, so they go, and here's some really nice music by Jeff Last and his orchestra, Yeah, and
I would say, as you say, that was a conscious decision by them. It's because it is such a serious matter, and they're not ready to face that. This I know they've been through things like, this is a society that's been through World War II. Okay, there were bombs dropping everywhere, people being killed, but there was always the sense of hope that they were going to get through it, and that there was a good possibility that there'd be the world would still be there no matter who won the war. The world would still be standing.
Yeah.
This is a much bitterer pill to take when no matter what happens, there is no society. There is nothing after this. This is the ultimate in full stops. This is, and I think it's, I think what they did is more than just I think it was definitely they're thinking of the money. They're thinking of bums on seats.
Yeah.
So I think
they want to come and see. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Yeah,
go on.
that whole thing is definitely a fault of. I mean, to an extent, Hollywood still does it today, where it treats its audience as being stupid in some cases, right? Where they cut certain things from certain films. Even Cormac McCarthy's The Road, right?
Yeah,
they're guilty of doing it in the film compared to the book.
Yeah, but that's more to do with the fact that they wouldn't have got that through the censors. I know what scene you're going to bring up.
They drop hope in that film, right? They put a little tiny drop of hope, whereas in the book, no. That thing that's in the film there that causes that hope is not in the book, right? So even today, they still do it, right? It's like even with The Mist, right? They everything's kind of like the world is still there by the end of it, and it clears up and fucks off. Even though there is that bleak thing of them doing what they do in the film, it's still not the finish of everything. That's it. The thing clears. In the book, you don't know whether it's going to clear. They leave it. So again, Hollywood kind of still can't push that button, if you pardon the expression.
Yeah.
And I think it's even more so in the 50s. I think, as much as this film is bleak And I do think by today's standards, this would be wrong, and it's such a bad editing choice. I mean, yes, the music, I'm going to totally agree with you on that. With the music's concerned, it is a bad choice. But for people of the time, I think it's the sugar coating on the very bitter pill that they need to swallow with this. Because by the end of it, when it does do the strains of Waltzing Matilda and stuff, and then it's suddenly like, boom, boom, this is it. It's not going to get any better. There's still time to change. People out there are watching this in another dimension. Look, see, this is what you could have had. Look at what you would have won. Totally. So, yeah, I mean, it is a real shame that they did make that choice. And it's a real shame that, the researchers only thought that there was one song in Australia at the time, to represent Australia. I would have rather them not had that and had just something else.
Was Rolf around at that time?
I think he probably was.
I've got no words, Elton. I really don't.
Well,
from bleak to bleak. God, you're like a bleak gibbon swinging from bleak branch to bleak branch, aren't you?
Gibbon. Now there's a bad name.
There we go. That could be the phrase for the end. The bleak gibbon.
The bleak gibbon. That's it. That's done.
That was the actual title of the Goodies song when they said, "No, come on, boys, cheer it up a bit."
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with funky then, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. Bleak, 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 the bleak gibbon. The bleak gibbon. He's right here to tell you there's no hope.
Yes.
Ooh.
The nuclear gibbon. Anyway, yes. Fucking bleak gibbon. Right.
You are the bleak gibbon. What's that noise I hear approaching from the north? It is the bleak gibbon. The gibbon of bleakness.
Yes. Nice. Oh, right. Okay. I feel like we're about to dive down a rabbit hole of bleak gibbons, but
yes,
we need this. We need this moment though. It's fine.
Yeah.
You see, we're doing exactly what they did in the 50s, right? Okay, this is the equivalent of that really sort of silly piece of music they play when people are gonna fucking talk about, copping it off, or should I say, dying and stuff, and causing their own demise. Yes.
Yeah. So okay, let's get in a little bit further than this. What with the film, and I'm going to stand back a little bit again for this. But what does this really tell you about how people react to disasters? And I'm not just saying this just to kick the film to death, because I'm not. But when we've seen disasters in the past, and in fact when we've seen even minor disasters in the current landscape, the first thing that happens is the lights go out and immediately someone ram raids JD Sports and nicks 4,000 fucking shoes.
Indeed.
So
sticks a flare up their arse.
Sticks a flare up their arse and fucking runs around shouting the end is nigh, while also trying to get some Yeezy fucking shoes or whatever the fuck they call it.
Get out of it.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, fire.
Yeah.
It becomes the Purge all of a sudden. I know. Yeah.
Well, it does. It does. Literally the
Hope
fucking...
you like leather.
Hope you like leather chaps.
Well, I think this movie shows many, many ways of dealing with this sort of thing. So you have Fred Astaire. He's the scientist kind of guy who knows what's going on. He's well informed as to what is going on, so he is telling everyone what is going on. He's telling the audience what is going on as well, and then everyone else reacts around that. So you have the girlfriend, is that Mary?
What, Ava Gardner?
Character? No, the other girlfriend, Perkins' girlfriend, wife.
Oh, yes. Yes, that is Mary. Yeah.
Yeah, Mary. So I think she kind of locks herself into herself.
Yes.
I think there is some denial there, definitely denial, because there's always hope. There's always hope. And,
Yes.
Running and crying on a bed, that helps things, doesn't it?
She is the physical embodiment of the "everything is fine" meme.
Mm. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is fine.
yeah.
This is fine.
This is fine.
Yeah.
Perkins, I think, in his Anakin Skywalker way, man, he reminded me of Hayden Christensen.
Oh, good Lord.
He
Okay.
really did. The way that all of his mannerisms, it's so coarse and dry, and it gets everywhere.
Yeah, he didn't even want to be on the beach.
No.
Sands everywhere.
He
Yeah.
he has an optimism
Mm.
which is doused by his wife, I think. I think he knows what's going on. I think he's clever enough to grasp what's going on, but I think he's trying to keep his wife afloat so much
Yeah.
that he focuses in on her rather than the actual problem. But then again, you can't do anything about the problem. So
No.
really, I think he uses her to focus in on her. And
Yeah.
he does that quite a lot. There's some ridiculous lines that he says as well. And that fucking guy, oh, give her one for me. Shut the fuck. Honestly, did you actually say that? You didn't.
No,
didn't you?
that was dubbed in. Did you? Because
Yeah.
you watched the bloke go by.
Oh,
He
yeah,
doesn't-
I
you
know
don't
it's
see the
dubbed in.
jawline move. It's just somebody shoved that in there
Yeah.
as a, on a, if you pardon the expression. They put that in. They shoved that in there to, just as a fucking overdub thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Oh,
the comedy that it's got a very thin vein all the way through this, isn't it?
Yeah, like the guys,
Picture.
like the two guys bemoaning the fact that there's only 400 crates of port to last them for 3-4 months.
Mm-hmm.
that went on even more than the waltzing Matilda. 'Cause
Wow.
every time you see them, they keep talking about the same thing.
Close the
Yes.
door and a picture moves.
It's all the wine
Yeah.
council's fault. Do you have a council for wine?
Yeah.
You got Moria, who is, I don't know, she turns to drink and sex, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a whole thing with her relationship, but anyway, carry on. Sorry, I'm trying not to jump in because I just steamroller in
No,
again.
it's
Go
got.
on, carry on.
But I think that is what's going on in. Yeah, the way that people deal with it. It's interesting the way they handle that.
Yeah, I mean, I was just curious what you sort of said really about the people in the 1950s that they thought that would be realistic. Because, like I say, it's just, I guess, literally, you just have to have one person sneeze and suddenly everyone's nicking the toilet roll out of fucking Tesco's. So,
Well, I think there is. Darren said it right earlier on about it is very forward looking, this movie, because the world is ending. This big cloud or whatever the radiation is going to get you. It is going to wipe out all life. And yet Mary is like, but I'm going to be able to go for a swim later on. You will join us, won't you? Like, yeah, but there are bigger things going on that we can't control. But you just want to carry on with your life as normal, blinker yourself, and go swimming. Which I think, it's a fair way of people dealing with things, and we have met that because people dealt with things by just going about their business. People in the pandemic, they looked for ways of removing themselves from the real world, either starting a riot or going round their friends' houses because they were told they can't go round their friends' houses because it's naughty. And there's lots of it's all different ways of coping with these things. And I think that it's interesting in how it lays it out. I personally, before the pandemic, would have snuffed at the woman wanting to go swimming just day-to-day activities. But now, do you know what? I fucking get it. I understand it. And I can see every single person's point of view in this one.
Okay. Jim, do you have anything you'd like to add to that?
Well, the thing is, I think kind of go back to the, the least thing that we have a riot.
Yeah.
That's probably a very British thing in many ways. We didn't invent soccer hooliganism after all. One of the things we can be proud of.
One of our many exports.
Exactly.
One of our many fine exports.
But I think the thing here is kind of, because it's Australia and it's kind of, all this stuff has happened the other side of the world. And I think the sense I get is the kind of the inherent strangeness of kind of, basically the world has ended, but it's not reached you yet.
Yeah.
And there's that sort of disconnect of kind of, well, there's been a big war. America, you America? Fucking not there.
Yeah.
China, bye. Russia, smoking. And you're like, really? But, look out the window. Birds,
Yeah.
The band playing in the park. People are going about their business. The shops are still open. Everything is fine.
Yeah.
How do you process that? I mean, there's an article I read a few weeks ago saying if World War III starts, there's a good chance we won't actually realize it started for a while.
Yeah.
Because these are the nature of geopolitical events that, the dominoes will be falling and we'll be going about our business until it reaches a point of no return. And they go, oh shit, how did this happen?
Yeah, we need to be removed from that. We need 50 years down the line, and then you can pinpoint exactly when it actually started.
Exactly. Like the First World War, it was just like an assassination somewhere in Eastern Europe, What are they doing? I don't know. They're always fighting, aren't they? Bollocks.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, industrialized warfare on a massive scale never seen before. Fucking hell. Who's winning this war? I think it's the legions of corpse-eating rats in the middle of Europe in the trenches. I think they're winning.
Yeah.
But what I mean? I think that's what really brought home is that the world, quite likely, if things do go tits up, it'll happen somewhere else first, and life will go on, and everyone will just sort of, this news is a bit grim, isn't it? Well, the shops are still open. I'm all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless you have that sort of little touch paper of the government saying, build a shelter, stay in your homes. People just carry on as normal going, yeah, it's just the news. It's always some bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you mean America's gone? I was going to go there anyway. Fuck them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the inherent sort of weirdness of this sort of movie, because it is kind of like, that's really scary, because it is kind of, well, that's probably how it's going to go. We won't realize until it's far too late. And it will be that the world doesn't end with a bang, as T.S. Eliot said. It ends with a whimper.
Yes.
And that's what this is what this film encapsulates, that kind of, oh, bollocks, we're fucked. And this is kind of a slow unraveling. And basically, I like the way it's done the film. Like, Brisbane aren't responding anymore. Yeah. And first it's Darwin, then it's Brisbane. It's kind of, it's coming down and it's wiping everything out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But by that stage, everyone's a bit too far gone, almost to care. Everyone's going, well, I'm going to do my thing, bollocks. When it comes, it comes.
Well, that's, I mean, sorry, I'll get to you the second album. I mean, that to me was kind of the thing that I found actually quite interesting, that it kind of implies a kind of wartime vibe to the whole thing, that they just keep calm, carry on, and just let the disaster come to them. Whereas as I said, these days, so someone kicks the wrong fucking pig's bladder into the wrong onion bag, and then suddenly a whole city burns to the cocking ground.
Especially around your way.
Especially around my way. Millwall forever and all that stuff. But I just found that actually quite interesting, and I did question it at start, and then I suddenly, the more I thought about it, the more I thought, well, actually that's actually probably quite sensible. But What about you, Dal? What did you think about that kind of stoic keep calm, carry on, because the only other reason I ask is because one of the things I keep seeing as people saying as a theme for this film is people grabbing life by the horns for the last final hurrah and living their life, in all, sort of doing bucket lists effectively, represented by Fred Astaire in his Ferrari. But to me, I was just wondering whether or not that was really coming across as an actual message, or whether that's just what everyone sort of planted on top. Because everyone just seems to be carrying on. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I think it's that, like, this might be a bit of a tangent to take it on.
If you go to Superman fucking a donkey like you did that last time you said that down.
So, the Superman in this taught us.
Hey!
Anyway. Hey! They say that if somebody's holding you at gunpoint, right, and they're threatening to kill you, the more you tell them about yourself, the less likely it is they're going to pull that trigger, because you start humanizing yourself in their eyes.
Right.
And I think it's the same. I think it's the same with this, because they're so far away from it. As Jim has so rightly pointed out, this is why they have this sort of like reaction to it. They're so far away from it. They've known it for a while. It's been there for a while, so it kind of gets put on the back burner. You know where people go with stuff, something that's in the news that's really quite bad, and people really care about it, but give it a few weeks, and they're on to something completely different.
Yeah,
even though this bad thing is still going on.
Yeah.
And I think the reaction to this, I think the way people carry on is like that until it is ultimately too late.
Yeah.
So even a few days before this stuff turns up, even a day before it turns up, people still carry on and do their thing because it's still not affecting them. It's still not right in front of them. It's still like tweaking them on the nose and saying, hello, remember me? This thing that was creeping over the hill? Yeah, I'm here now. What are you going to do? And it's that panic of trying to deal with it, or that people just give up and roll over.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that people not hiding, putting their head in the sand until it can't be ignored any longer.
Yeah.
And with these people, and again, I think the whole going through World War II and just carrying on, even though hell is breaking out around them, I think that plays a lot into the mentality in this film as well.
Yeah.
Because they've been used to combat and stuff. It's even at that stage, even like in 1958 or whenever this was a thing, it's still, you've still got whole generations of people who were alive and compass mentors during that conflict.
I was going to say, it's only been 14 years since it ended.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So
go on.
I think that plays into it as well. People still going about, it's that denial that everybody's in.
Yeah.
And they don't quite understand what is going on. Look at Anthony Perkins' wife. Do you think she understands the first thing about, nuclear science?
No.
Or anything, or what this means?
Well, I think she understands what it means. She just won't face up to it. That's slightly different. I'm curious.
It's that whole thing of she can brush it away. As long as nobody talks about it, it's fine.
Yeah, it's over there thing, isn't it? It's that
exactly.
Again. I mean, I'm kind of curious if they remade this film now, would we still have the everyone's keeping calm, carrying on stoic thing, or would it turn into basically 28 days later with everyone fucking running around screaming and the whole house burning down?
There was actually a remake in 2000.
Really?
Which I've not seen, with people in. Whose name was Asante
George
Armour.
Clooney, stuff
Yeah.
like that was in it.
And-
No, not George. What am I talking about? No, you are right. Armand
Armand
Assante.
Assante. Yeah.
Yeah, playing the Gregory Peck role. And I do believe, I think you can actually get it on YouTube if you search hard enough for it. I think it's actually there. But it is that in a way is because it's real Hallmark Channel stuff, that one. So maybe don't watch it. Because it's even more light and I don't know. I think the Hallmark Channel only goes so far when it comes to stuff like this, you know.
Yeah. Well,
This
I mean,
is
yeah. Go on, sorry.
No, it is the channel that makes a lot of Christmas stuff. So, you know, it's maybe going down this road. I don't know. I've not actually seen it myself, but I don't. It's that whole thing of I wouldn't trust them to remake this film.
No.
I really wouldn't. I think if you gave it to let's see, what was that? Who are the guys that are remaking Threads?
No idea. I can't remember.
Now you're just pigeonholing them. They don't want to do that. They want to do superheroes as well, man.
Yeah, whatever.
They want to do F1.
Yeah,
we're gonna
I don't
post-apocalyptic again. Oh my god.
I don't know. I think there would be more people losing it. I think you know, we've seen how society turns. We've had our dose of that. We've had the simulation running, so you can see, you know, if society looks like it's going to lose it, this is where it's going to go. This is how people are going to act, and it's fuck you. I'm having that toilet roll.
Yeah, fuck you, got mine.
Fuck you.
Look what happened after 9/11, and then let's go to Battlestar Galactica.
Okay, yeah.
that leached off of what happened there.
Yeah. A lot of stuff did from that point, I think. They used that thing. They used the research that had already been done.
But with names and pictures on boards and stuff like that, you know, before 9/11 happened, would we have thought that is the way things would have gone? I don't know. It may have. Someone may have thought about it, but I'm guessing someone just posted a picture of someone was missing, and then other people joined that person, and that's how these sort of things. These are organic things, and so I think if it was remade, it'll be remade with all the images that we had in riots and with people not wanting to wear masks and people wanting to wear masks and vaccinations and hospitals overflowing. It'll be all them sort of pictures. You know, the media and art leeches off of real life stuff and kind of uses it to feed itself. So, but then again, I think Australia is a great place for this to actually be set. It's far enough away from everyone. You know, it is its own continent. So, and it's so far removed from all of the world that you have distance. Although I worry that they might have a looming fog coming over the hill, like a fog's eye view of it's on the distance. We can see it. Really, it's radiation. Yeah, but we can see it.
Yeah. Well, it is kind of interesting because when you've actually been to Australia and you realise that you've been flying since you crossed over from Darwin, you've been flying for like 3-4 hours to get to bloody Melbourne. You think, hang on, that's the same distance as I would have been flying from London to Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like,
and I've not gone over any sea or anything. This
No.
is just land down there. This has just been the same fucking land for the past 3 hours.
It's red and hot.
Yeah. But
this is what scorched earth looks like.
Yeah, this is the cursed earth right there. Okay. The other thing I was going to ask was the only person who seems to have a grip on it is the Fred Astaire character.
Yeah.
Do you think he was essentially the 1950s thing that they always had, which was, I'm a scientist, man, and you shouldn't trust me at all because it was because of people like me that we're in the shit we're in now.
I don't so much it's the fact of don't trust me. I think it's listen to me.
Yeah. But
People
but
are
that's
not
why
listening.
that's why I find him interesting, because films that we've seen before in the past with 1950s, it's always been like, we've dabbled in things the man wasn't meant to know, and now we've got big giant ants trying to eat us, or this is a space cabbage we've defrosted because the scientists have told us to do it. It's just like there's always scientists are always portrayed as kind of like untrustworthy know-it-alls.
They're very much
in the 50s.
Not emotional people. They're all for the science in those things, But this guy, I mean, this is what's refreshing about his character. He has a conscience. Whereas a lot of scientists they show in these films don't. They're just like, oh, we must get the results. It's all about learning things. Whereas he realizes what he's done. He knows the science. He knows how these things work. And being around people like he did in the party who started questioning him about it, that whole thing of he loses it so much that he finally goes, right, you want a slice of truth? How about this? The background radiation in this room alone has got up 9 times in the last month.
Yeah.
And everybody fucking stops, kind of stone dead. And you see the guy that's trying to egg him on suddenly get a little bit flustered. And it's like, well, that's your fault, mate. You pushed him into a corner and now he's coming out swinging.
Yeah,
and his character is I liked his character from that sort of like point of view, that he wasn't the bog standard scientist chap. He knew where it had all gone wrong, and he blames himself for everything that's happened because he helped make these weapons.
Yeah. What about you, Jim? How you feel about this? Because you've seen enough 1950s sci-fi to know that scientists in white coats are always the untrustworthy bastards.
Absolutely, they are.
Yeah.
But I found that the Fred Astaire was particularly interesting. So first thing, he's going to be as one of the crewmen calls him, you're the egghead. But he's not. He's more than that. He's actually a person. He has his own story. He has his own sort of character arc. I find the racing thing really interesting, because it's kind of like, oh yeah, he's living the dream. Well, why not? Actually, he doesn't give a fuck about the dream, because it's very clear to me, at least, it's kind of, he doesn't actually. If you think, if I crash and burn in this thing, what the hell? What does it matter?
Yeah,
because he has no. Because it's also that wonderful scene where he's talking to Anthony Perkins. He said, "I envy you. You've got somebody to care about." He has nobody. And it is just kind of, well, how am I going to end this? How do I go out?
Yeah.
And you see Anthony Perkins, he's got something to care about, something to motivate him, where he doesn't have anything but kind of, regrets, and which he knows are pointless because he's a smart man. And I find him he's a very interesting subversion of that kind of the wise old man sort of character you often get in 50s sort of stuff, because you have the scientists who screwed around, but then there's always either the old scientist or it's a young scientist who's going to fix it all, who has a conscience, who's doing science properly and knows where we went wrong, and has a moral center, and will say some wise words about the state of the world. And at first you think he's going to be that guy, but he's not. And I think that was really interesting. He was human and vulnerable. Which is not something you often see in that sort of character.
No, absolutely. I must admit he was definitely one of the characters I kind of at least empathized with. Because I'm going to ask you about the Gregory Peck character and Moira Ava Gardner. See, he was interesting to me to start with, because he's denying that his kids and his wife have died. The way he was talking about everything as if nothing had changed. And, the whole thing, one of the main themes is denial of the inevitable. The one thing, and I want to know kind of how you guys felt about this, but the one thing, and I've read it now I've read the wiki on the book, but one of the things that put me right off him as a character is he starts off with this kind of like, he's clearly shocked. He's clearly dealing with being the stoic frontman for the ship, but obviously still dealing in his head that he's still married and he's still got kids who are going to take fishing and all this kind of thing, which is deeply, deeply sad. And then he sort of turns on a dime, and next thing is he's like, oh yeah, well, actually, Moira's looking pretty good right now. And Moira is this kind of vulnerable person who's got nobody, and she's kind of all in for, as you pointed out, Jim, sex, drink, just anything to kind of pass what remains of the time. And then, so Captain Tower, he's kind of all on this, and then he sort of goes, oh, I want to be with you, Eva Gardner. It's all lovely, and we can all go live on a farm and talk to standing up horses on logs and whatnot. And you think, right. And then all of a sudden, he just goes, my men have decided we're going back to the mainland. Bye. And then he just fucks off. And it's just like, you couldn't put her on the boat with you? You what?
Can't have a woman on board. They attract radar.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it fucking... Exactly. And it was like, is it bad luck? Well, I think your bad luck's fucking past at this point.
Poor little radar from MASH is standing next to her now.
Yeah. Yeah, all radar from fucking Police Academy. Bing, bing. Doing fucking helicopter noises. And it was just such a weird character. And I know it's in the book as well, but it's just such a weird character thing to have him as this kind of noble man who's doing the right thing and living his life and trying to do right by his men and by the people around him. And then all of a sudden he goes, I've shacked up with you, Moira. Let's have a look at these horses. Oh, well, never mind. I've got to go now. Tatty bye. And then off he goes. And he just kind of, and the last shot of the film is basically Moira once again alone, but now completely alone because Fred Astaire's blooming gassed himself in his garage.
Yeah.
And everyone else is dead. And she's like the last person in bloody Australia by the feel of it. And she's watching him sail away like, yep, I'm off now. Tatty bye. Don't forget to write. Thanks so long, and thanks for all the fish. I mean, it's just like, what? And how did you guys feel about it? Elton? I'll start with you because didn't before. Go on.
He was a strange one because Gregory Peck. He was a strange one because the denial. A commander of that stature, you wouldn't expect to have that sort of denial. I think you would expect his head to be screwed on correctly. He knows what's going on. He knows the consequences of war and obliteration and nuclear fallout and atom bombs wiping out Earth and scorching the Earth, and he would know all this. This is the. It's like when we watch the old the Wormhole movies where they get a piece of paper and bend it around and put a pencil through it. Like, yeah, we all fucking know that, all right? Yeah. We all know that.
Shout out to our friends on Event Horizon.
Yeah. But for him to be like, old Dickie, I'd like to buy him a boat one day. That'll be good. Yeah, that's a nice thought. But you know that's not going to happen, don't you? You know, little Dickie isn't there anymore. Or your daughter's not there anymore. I know it might be a bit of a block to come round and come
deal
to
with.
terms with, but they're not there anymore. And you know that because you're in a fucking submarine running away from there. You've seen that. You put your periscope up and look down the road, which that was a weird shot, by the way.
Yeah.
Periscope's up. We're 4 miles out, but we can still see down that road, straight down that road. Oh, and that guy that swims away. He's like, don't do it. No, don't. And then he pulls up, he pulls his big submarine up next to him, raises the periscope, and goes, "You're going to die, you know. You're going to burn. It's going to hurt."
Yeah. It's like, do you want anything? I'm going in the shops. We won't be coming back.
Would you like a cornetto?
No, I'm good. I've got 200. I've got 200 pharmacies to deal with. I'm all right. Yeah.
Because,
Really?
you know, on board here, we've got a box of 200 jazz mags, if you would like to just wank yourself to oblivion before the inevitable happens. No, it comes off in your hand. You know, there we go.
Yeah, I think he'd be fine with that. He's in San Francisco, and there's there's no one to lock up. There's no one to lock up the news agents. I mean, he must be up to his neck. He'd fun, fit, and 40 by before you know it.
Hang on, let me write that down. Okay.
Subscriptions, subscribe. Yeah.
But no, I feel sorry for. Do I feel sorry for Eva? I think I do, because the inevitable is happening. She admits to trying to seduce him at one point, but gets a bit fucking drunk doing it as well. You ain't gonna do it when you're asleep, for fuck's sake. And then when she doesn't get with old Peck, she goes to a stare. She's like, "Oh, do you remember? I've got a car now." But we could. No, Ferrari, innit?
Got early start. Early start.
I've got a car now. I made myself laugh.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. I got this. It's good. Do you want to have a look? What?
He could have got his end away there as well, and she was like putting it on the plate. And he's like, "Nah, got to polish."
He's got a thing with the car. There's that bit that they cut out, of course, where he tries to make love to it and burns his bollocks on the exhaust. But, yep, dance that off, Fred Astaire.
Cut.
Yeah.
Oh God!
But you have also that really awkward moment where they're on the beach, and he mentions his wife's name, and he's like, "Oh,
that."
Oops.
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Oh,
that was a bad miss."
yeah." Perkins should have been like, "That's all right, she's dead. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, that's a bad miss. Yeah. I mean, what about you, Dale? How do you feel about Tower and Ava Gardner's Moira? What was that relationship?
Well, what can I say about Captain Tower? It's one of those things of loyalty to your crew, I think. And to some people, that was very important. His crew wanted to go home and die there. And so...
but then why not bring Moira?
I have no idea.
And just for your reference, in the book, they Tower and the crew actually go off into the middle of the sea to scuttle the boat.
Oh, right.
They don't go back to America. They follow out their final rules, which is basically not to leave American military hardware in a foreign port unattended. So they decide, fuck it, and they sail out into the middle of the ocean and they scuttle the fucking thing.
Oh, wow.
Right.
That's which is why he doesn't take Moira in that particular version. But in the film, that's not explained or even touched upon.
Yeah.
What about you, Jim? Sorry, I'm sorry, Dal. I thought you would. I thought you were finished. Sorry.
Go for it, Dan.
Go on, carry on.
I can see your point of view on this one. I really can. Why didn't he take her with him?
Yeah.
Because if anything, those two could have let everyone go and then just had a lock in and just sat there in the submarine.
Yep.
Until the food and water and everything else ran out.
Yep. Playing the Beatles. Not another fucking rendition of Yellow Submarine, motherfucker. Put something else on.
Beatles weren't around then.
No, not in the 50s. No.
Can I just say, by the way, the whole thing about the signal that they receive reminded me so much of a 2000 AD Future Shocks story about a guy. There's like 3 soldiers walking through a nuclear landscape, and they get shot at, and so his 2 mates get taken out, and he's trying to get to the building with the sniper in it, and he gets up there and realizes it's a dead man holding an auto rifle that's just locking onto targets.
Yeah,
and he's been shot himself, and he slides down the wall and just slowly bleeds to death when he's like, I've been killed by a dead man. And that's what that whole thing with the signal, I think I would have worked that out anyway if I hadn't already known what that was. But yeah, it so reminds me of that story.
Yeah. Jim.
Yes.
The tower character and the Moira thing.
Well, it's one that I think, again, it's that interesting thing. It's kind of, he doesn't see the point in it. He's kind of, yeah. I've had women before. I've not had a Ferrari before, though. I've never been in a race. But it's also that thing that is kind of, the race promises him a chance of death. A way of committing suicide that
going out
would
on your
appear
own
unwilling, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's kind of, well, if I crash and die, it's kind of, well, I'm not actually asked. That would suit me quite well. And people say, what a brave chap. I wouldn't say he bawled out and topped himself. None of that guilt or shame or stigma. I go out a hero.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing where you see him put those towels in front of the garage door. I think, oh God, is the car's his way out? His car is his Viking longboat.
Yeah,
for his death, basically. That's why he's not interested in her, because he's kind of, well, what's the point?
Yeah,
the car offers him something at the very end.
Yeah,
if he wins the race, he's a hero. If he dies in the race, what a brave chap, he was a hero. He raced well.
Yeah.
And quite clearly, all the other drivers are pretty much of the same mind, the way they're fucking racing.
I was going to say, the amount of them that go over
because that
the
was like
cliffs.
fucking brutal. It's like, Jesus Christ. And we fast forward to Mad Max. Jesus.
Yeah.
Welding spikes on it next. Fucking hell.
Yeah. It did seem that way. It did seem like every 5 seconds you got a car rolling over and bursting into flames in a sort of comedic kind of Simpsons kind of vibe. you know when you're sort of like they put a sausage in the microwave, press a button, and then suddenly the entire house just turns into a massive flash. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I've got an image in my head now talking about mixing the whole Mad Max thing with this, and it's Gregory Peck just standing there in a pair of rubber spiky pants going, "This is not what it looks like."
Yes. This is Lord Humongousaur. I've got something to say to you. Yeah, okay. I'll tell you what, we're running quite late.
Yep.
Anyone got anything they would like to bring up rather than just me randomly spouting off questions? Elton, anything that struck you that you really wanted to bring up about this film?
No, I think I've covered everything that I wanted to, really.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to mention the car race, and it felt out of place, but now looking back on it, yeah, it's bucket list stuff. So I totally get it. But no, that's already been covered. So no, I think everything that I wanted to talk about has been done.
Okay, cool. Jim, do you have any last thoughts you want to bring up, or anything you want to mention?
Not that I can think of offhand. Apart from, if you are watching this film, you do have some comedy on hand afterwards.
Yes, yes.
So, some nice nature documentary with that lovely David Attenborough. But nothing about environmental collapse, because that'll set you right off again.
Yep, that's all.
Here we see the mountain gorilla. Unfortunately, he's fucked. Fucked up Africa.
Do you think they'll do that? As it gets worse and worse, it'll just be David Attenborough going, and this creature's fucked, and this creature's fucked. You see this big group of trees? That's the rainforest. That's fucked.
It's all fucked. I'm going home. I've been David Attenborough, and you've all been fucking useless at trying to save the environment. Good night.
David Attenborough's fucked planet. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. David Attenborough's fucked off.
Fucked. It just comes in a different angle from the screen. Fucked.
Yeah. Wandering in and just pointing at a koala.
Yep.
Fucked.
BBC, make it happen. Fucked.
Pigs, fucked.
Yeah.
Giraffes,
Oi.
fucked.
Barrier reef. Fucked.
See this crowd of wallabies? Aren't they cute? Fucked. Look at this rare, beautiful flower. Fucked. You just have this big fucking stamp right across the screen every time. Boom.
You could just imagine the actual blurb in the Radio Times. David Attenborough gets real Bromley about the end of the world. Yeah. Fucked. I didn't think he spoke like that. Surely, isn't he a lot more softer spoken normally? Yeah, it's all put on for television.
Ever since the Queen died, he's changed.
Yeah.
He's changed. Fucked.
Just flicking the V's at a squirrel. You're fucked.
Yeah. See this slug. Fucked. Stamp.
David Attenborough gets off his tits on horse tranquilizers and then gives us a real world view of how the planet's going.
Yeah.
Fucked.
Yeah.
Fucked.
But you got to start with his usual way. But there is hope. Actually, there isn't. There isn't a chance. It's all fucked.
Psych.
Yes. Yeah. As we see here,
I've been wasting my time on these fairy muppets when I could have had a fucking Ferrari.
Yeah. David Attenborough gets a Ferrari. Listen to that. 420 brake horsepower. Listen to that. Smell the petrol. Fuck you all. Just watch him disappear off a cliff, Thelma and Louise style.
He's using raw petroleum. Look at this. Straight off of a fucking oil drill thingy off the coast there. They're piping it straight into my fucking car.
Yeah. By turning this key, I've literally killed 15 stings.
Yep. It does 0.4 miles to the gallon, this car.
And it's only got 6 gallons in the tank.
Yep.
Yeah. I fill it up every 20 feet. Anyway, yes. Darren, any last thoughts?
Yeah. Fucked. There we go.
David Attenborough. Fuck.
David Attenborough's fucked. No, I think we've said enough now.
Okay. I will leave it with one thing I did find affecting, which was the last 10 minutes. And then I'll wrap it up. The last 10 minutes for me were the bit where I realised what this film was for everyone else, which is the queuing up for the suicide pills, the really subtle thing, and it was the one thing I thought was a mistake, and I looked it up, and it wasn't, or at least it was a fortuitous happening that they left. But did you notice when you got Anthony Perkins and Mary, lying in bed, and she's zoned out of her nut,
Yeah.
Did you notice, firstly, no baby crying?
Oh, fucking hell.
And secondly, a fly lands on him.
On the baby?
On Anthony Perkins.
Oh, right.
So, like, it's almost like there's been flies in the room.
Yeah. No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. Because every time you're because that's the key. Every time you're in that room with Mary and Anthony Perkins and the baby is a very deliberate sound effect.
Yeah.
All the time. And then the last time you see them,
man,
there is no
brutal.
baby sound effect.
That is brutal.
That was the one thing I was like, oh,
I didn't notice that.
That was showing, not telling.
Because you've already been shown it, because you had the other two officers alone drinking their last drink. So that's the show.
Yeah.
And that is last one is to put it together for yourself, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Along with the poor sod who was the waiter. As the lights go out and he's playing the... And all of that I thought was... And I tell you why. It was because there was no music. It was literally let the scene do the thing and let the audio give you the clues, the grim clues. And I just thought, fuck me, that was some... I hate to use the phrase good, but that was some well done stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they kept cutting back to the Salvation Army and there were less and less people there.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
that's
there's nothing.
Yeah, and then finally there's nothing. And it was just like, I just thought, wow, okay, hats off, round of applause, brilliantly done. But for me, it was the 2 hours prior to that just made me go, God, fucking hell, pick a lane. Anyway, right, we'll leave it there. So what have you guys out there seen on the beach? I'm sure you all have, because you're listening to this bit. If so, write in, tell us what you thought, tell us what you think of what we think, to feedback@blackdogpodcast.com, or go on the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/the-black-dog-podcast, or hit me up on Blue Sky, cartoonbeardy.bsky.com, bsky.social, and let us know what you think, and we'll read it out next week when we've obviously watched 1,000 Looney Tunes cartoons. May I suggest Roadrunner? It's always good. Right. So that's that. Before we go to Pimp's Corner and wrap it all up, Darren, it's your pick.
Yes, it is.
What have you picked for us to get us out of the nihilistic doldrums?
Okay, well, what I'm going to go with is a film that I saw about 3 weeks ago, which is still about war, but takes a completely 180 view of war, and is, I thought, a heck of a lot of fun. And he's just not obeying probably any laws of physics.
Okay.
But I enjoyed it for mainly the back and forth between characters in it, and just the whole sort of, yes, take on the bad guys and take them out, and whee, aren't we great? Aren't we heroes? So this week, what we're going to watch is The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Okay.
We are going completely the other way, gentlemen. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. With was it Alan Richardson as the Swede?
You should shoot him. He hates Nazis.
Yes. You should shoot him. I have got an arrow. We'll shoot him from about 20 fucking miles away because we can.
Yeah, and Henry Cavill finally realising he's missed the trick all these years, and this is the sort of role he should have been playing. It's very similar to the Napoleon Solo type thing, but being very British.
Okay. Right. Well, okay, let's go round the table then. Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Have we seen this before? Jim?
Yes, I have.
Are you looking forward to watching it again?
I am, actually.
Cool. Okie dokie.
You are now. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, after what we've just watched.
Yeah.
He'd watch fucking episode of Crossroads and be happy with it at this point. Okay. Elton, what about you?
Yeah, I've seen this. I am looking forward to a rewatch for probably different reasons from everyone else.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, interesting. And for me, yes, I watched this when it went up on Prime on release. I'll just say that I enjoyed it, but not as much as Carol did, who really quite enjoyed Alan Richardson with more muscles on muscles, so he looks like a sock full of walnuts.
Indeed.
But yes, it's a film. It's a film that happens. It'll be interesting. Yes, that's all I'll say there. I'll leave it there. So, okay, so we will be joining the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. And that's that. Darren, have you seen it, by the way?
Oh, yes, about 3 weeks ago.
Okay, fair enough. And you want to watch it again, so that answers my question.
Let's just say that I watched Brick. Okay, I watched that other zombie film, Timu, or whatever the fuck it was called. This really was the palate cleanser for those things and got me back on track, because it's like, if I die now, those are the two last films that I fucking watched.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I've got to watch something else. Let's try this. I heard Lee said this was all right. Let's have a watch of this.
Oh,
and
bloody hell.
I had such a good time watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just made me smile from ear to ear. It was like, yes,
okay,
this is good. There's no deep thought in this at all.
No. As my kids say when they see the cat that's taken up residence in our house, no thoughts.
No thoughts whatsoever. Just
yes,
action, quips, and everything.
Yes. It's got about as many thoughts in it as the dole of a haunted Victorian child.
Yeah, bad guys are bad guys and good guys are good guys. And
yes, and everyone gets what they deserve.
Indeed.
Right. Okay. Well, we will be back for Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare next week. Now, Pimp's Corner, over to there. So, Jim.
Yes.
What's
this
happening on
week,
Hypnagoria?
you can hear on Commentary Club, I've released a previous Patreon-only special of me and Teresa doing a commentary for Dracula AD 1972.
Nice.
And over on my reading show, there's part 1 of a story by me with part 2 to come this weekend. It was going to be weekend after next, but so many people said, you can't leave me hanging like that. I'm releasing it early.
Nice.
I'm benevolent.
Nice.
Which means I have to finish the music tomorrow.
Yeah, I thought for a second you were going to say you have to finish writing it. It was like, bloody hell.
Oh, no. It's written and recorded. I do the music.
Right. Awesome. Awesome stuff. And that's all over at hypnagoria.com.
It is indeed.
Which is, interestingly, the same title on his Patreon, which would be much appreciated for any plumbing, roofing, or PC issues.
Whatever else is going to go wrong with my house next.
Yes, there you go. Do think of poor old Jim sitting there in a dripping house with no computer. he could well spare a $5 or $2 from you lovely people for his endless hard work and fantastic output, go over there. Sorry, you won't ask. You won't say, Jim. I will. I'll be shameless about it. There you go.
Thank you.
Right. Cool. So that's patreon.com/Hypnagoria. And speaking of Patreons, patreon.com/Rogue2Media.
No.
I don't care if you don't care. I'm doing it anyway. I'm promoting it. Promoting everyone. Equal opportunities promoter. Equal opportunities shill. That's me. So what's happening over there with Rogue2 Media for you, Elton?
Nothing at the moment. I've had a week off, innit?
Oh, in which case, if go to the Patreon and Elton will do you a goatsy cow for you.
A goat. Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Darren, have you got anything to plug? Please say yes.
Yeah,
what?
a
Apart
cow's
from that cow's arsehole. No.
Well, you'll give it a good go.
It's like throwing a sausage down the Dartford Tunnel.
So, yeah, there's not enough filler in the world for that fucking crevice, I'll tell you.
Right. Right, well, on that note, I think we should leave it. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Elton.
No problem.
And we will see you all next week for the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare and more cow goatsy sandbagging.
Yep.
Until then,
Ministry of Ungentlemanly Cowfare.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just moo. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Right. Until then, take care. Tatty bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Ta-da.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road, it's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on.
Get out of the booth, Jack.
No, I like it in here.